Hello, Giants fans. Welcome to Giants Baseball 101. I'm Gabe Vaughn, your host. Now, I know that I said I needed to put Giants Baseball 101 temporarily on hold, but I did find a way I could do just this one video for now. I'll try to get back regularly as soon as I possibly can, so if you kept checking back, like I said to in the description of the channel, you'll get this video here. The Giants have been doing super well. The best part of the story is, guess what? They swept the Dodgers. What a revenge to get on the Dodgers from last series where the Dodgers swept them in 2 games. The Giants, if you're going to have an up and down first half of the season, you do understand there are multiple degrees of what up and down is even going to mean. Look, if you're taking a season like, 2017 was horrible. But if you're taking a season like 2016, the Giants, they definitely were up and down that season, but it was enough to make the playoffs. Then, skip 2 years from there to 2018. They had an up and down season, not good enough. The general trend was down. Next year, 2019, it was really an up and down season. The general trend was down until the time when the Giants had a real hot streak that season. But it just wasn't quite enough. The downward swing, it came, I guess just all too soon. 2020, I would say, really the same thing happened. 2021 was just pretty much hot from beginning to end. 2022, the Giants started real hot. Then they had a couple of really bad losing streaks. So it's like a roller coaster where you have your ups and your downs. That is what I would really say this season is for the Giants. And now they're on an upward tick that they've got to make the most of. And they are making the most of it. I mean, if I got to fix my technical issues soon, then I can put maybe a few brooms up there because they swept the Dodgers and they swept the Royals. Well, no, excuse me. They won. Oh, no, excuse me. They won 2 games against the Royals. They're in the process of playing a third. So we may get a second straight sweep here. This is a hot streak for the Giants. And it may turn a year, especially with expanded playoffs. It may turn a year which was up and down for the Giants, backwards and forwards, good times and bad, high times and low. This expanded playoff thing may be able to turn a year like that into a playoff year. That's the kind of thing. And with a 9-game lead above 500, the Giants are looking ready to make that happen. And we are approaching, time flies, doesn't it? We are approaching the end of the first half of the 2022 season. After that, it is, of course, going to be interesting to see what the Giants do at the trade deadline. And you want my opinion, it's got to be clear to you. What does that even mean? Okay, you want my opinion? They got to add on another player or 2. That wouldn't necessarily be clear to all Giants fans right away, depending on the level of experience with baseball you've had. But I think if you've been following the game of baseball for many, many years, like I kind of have, you're going to be saying, okay, I know what I want. I want them to add on a couple of players. Because baseball fans, when they think their team has a chance, they generally will want that team to contend right on a particular year and not have to wait for the future. So, I think all experienced baseball fans, whether they're experts or just fans who follow the Giants closely, would be likely to agree with me here, that the Giants need to add on some more players here in 2022, if they don't blow it all up right before then. But they've got a winning streak and a winning lead right now. I expect the Giants to have wins above 500 all the way through the trade deadline and all the way through the rest of this year. That's what I believe. They've had a winning record ever since the season started. Okay, that was a bit of generalization. Now what I'd like to do before we close is give my endorsements for the All-Star game. We vote. Fans shouldn't forget to vote on this. And I'll say before we start that I actually did not go by voting for the best players. That wasn't how I chose to do this. Obviously, your vote is your choice, but if you're interested in who I'm recommending players that I'm familiar with and for a lot of reasons I would like to see in the All-Star game. In the National League, I'm recommending the Giants nomination all the way through. Each team has one nominee at each position, including designated hitter, excluding pitcher. Pitchers are just chosen differently. I don't know how pitchers are chosen. I've nominated the Giants candidate. I would say I've endorsed. The Giants have nominated. I've endorsed the Giants candidate at every position for the National League. I think all Giants fans should vote for their Giants candidate. That's just my opinion. But in the American League, I've just looked through. I haven't looked at the statistics. But I have just decided on the player at each position that I would most like to see. That would give a good All-Star game for me. Because I've had some familiarity with these players and would just like to see them. And it would make it a good game all the way through. So for the National League, it's Giants at every position. For the American League, I'll get to that in a minute. So you may feel differently. I'm just seeing if there'd be any of you fans who would feel the way I do about this and want to vote for these same candidates to have a great All-Star game. So I'll just run over them with you. For first base, I would be voting for Brandon Belt for the Giants and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. at the American League. That didn't quite. I don't know if you're following. Everybody's a Giant here. Brandon Belt, National League first baseman endorsement. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. for the American League. My endorsements for second base are Thairo Estrada for the National League and Jose Altuve for the American League. Third base, Evan Longoria for the National League. Anthony Rendon for the American League. Shortstop, Brandon Crawford for the National League. Corey Seager for the American League. Catcher, Kurt Casale for the National League. Salvador Perez for the American League. And the three outfielders for the National League, I chose Jock Peterson, Darren Ruff, and Mike Yastrzemski on the National League. And Randy Arozarena, George Springer, and Mike Trout for the American League. And at designated hitter, I chose Wilmer Flores for the National League candidate and Shohei Ohtani for the American League. I would imagine Ohtani's getting in there and that he will also be pitching in the All-Star game. So, I don't know if that was helpful for any of you who just want to see a great All-Star game. I think we definitely want the Giants to be in it, if possible. That is my analysis. These are my endorsements. So I don't know if that's interesting to anybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I will try to get back to doing a video after every game as soon as possible. If you would like to contact me, it's GabrielVaughn89@gmail.com. Keep up. Keep checking the YouTube channel. I'll try to be back. Please subscribe if you haven't. I will join you next time.